The most popular bundle in all of Symfony is GIF Exception Bundle. Wait, that's not right, but it should be. The actual most popular bundle is, of course, FOS User Bundle. And it's easy to know why. It gives you a lot of crazy cool stuff out of the box. Registration, reset password, change password, edit profile. Honestly, it feels like stealing. But guess what? A lot of really smart devs don't like FOS User Bundle. How could that be? The bundle does give you a lot of stuff, but it's not a magician. It doesn't know what your design looks like, what fields your registration form should have, the clever text that you want in your emails, or where to redirect the user after registration. See, there's a lot of stuff that makes your site special. And that means that if you're going to use FOS User Bundle, which is awesome, you're going to need to customize a lot of things. And you've come to the right place. Once we're done, you're going to be embarrassingly good at extending this bundle. I mean, your coworkers will gaze at you in amazement as you hook into events, customize text, and override templates. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Let's do it. As always, you should totally code along with me. It's probably what the cool kids are doing. Just click the download button on this page and unzip that guy. Inside, you'll find a start directory that has the same code you see here. Open up readme.md for hilarious text and setup details. The last step will be to find your favorite terminal and run php bin console server:run to start the built-in PHP web server. Okay, load this up in your browser. Localhost 8000. Welcome to Aquanote. This is the same project we've been building in our main Symfony tutorials, but without any security logic. Gasp! See that login link? It's a lie! It goes nowhere. The login link is a lie. Google for the FOS User Bundle documentation. It lives right on Symfony.com. And make sure you are on the 2.0 version. We'll go through the install details, but in our own order. Of course, first, copy the composer require line, but don't worry about the version number. Head over to your terminal and run that. While we're waiting for Jordy to prepare our delicious FOS User Bundle package, go back and copy the new FOS User Bundle line from the docs. Open up our app/appkernel.php file and paste it to enable the bundle. Oh, and FOS User Bundle uses SwiftMailer Bundle to send the password reset and registration confirmation emails. So uncomment that. You can also create your own custom mailer or tell FOS User Bundle to not send emails. Okay, flip back to your terminal. Ah! It exploded! Okay, it did install FOS User Bundle, so let's not panic, people. It just went crazy while trying to clear the cache. The child node DB driver at path FOS user must be configured. Ah, so this bundle has some required configuration. Before we fill that in, I have a question. What does FOS User Bundle actually give us? In reality, just two things: a user entity and a bunch of routes and controllers for things like registration, edit password, reset password, profile, and a login page. To use the user class from the bundle, we need to create our own small user class that extends theirs. Inside src/appbundle/entity, create a new PHP class called user. To extend the base class, add a use statement for their user class with as base user to avoid a lame conflict. Then add extends base user. There's just one thing we must do in this class. Add a protected ID property. Beyond that, this is just a normal entity class. So I'll go to the Code Generate menu, or Command N on a Mac, and choose ORM class to get my fancy @ORM/entity stuff on top. Add ticks around the user table name. That's a key word in some database engines. Now, go back to Code Generate, choose ORM Annotation, and select the ID column. Boom! We are annotated. Finally, go back to Code Generate one last time, until we do it more later, and generate the getID method. This class is done. And now we have everything we need to add the required configuration. In the docs, scroll down a little. Under the Configure section, copy their example config. Then back in your editor, open appconfig/config.yml and paste this down at the bottom. Okay, the DB driver is ORM, and the firewall name, main, is also correct. You can see that key in security.yml. And yeah, the user class is also correct. We are crushing it. For the email stuff, it doesn't matter. Use hello@aquanote.com and Aquanote Postman. Finally, our app should be unbroken. Try the console. bin/console. It's alive! And now we can generate the migration for our user class. bin console doctrine::migrations::diff. Yep, that looks about right. Run it. bin console doctrine::migrations::migrate. Perfect. At this point, the only thing that this bundle has given us is the base user class, which is nice, but nothing too special. It has a bunch of properties like username, email, password, last login, etc. The second thing that this bundle gives us is a bunch of free routes and controllers. But to get those, we need to import the routes. Back in the documentation, scroll down a bit until you see step 6, import FOS user bundle routing files. Aha! Copy that routing import. Find your appconfig routing.yml file and paste that on top. As soon as you do that, we have new routes. At your terminal, check them out. bin console debug::router. Awesome! We have /login, /profile/edit, /register, and others for setting and changing your password. If we manually go to /register in the browser, yeah, a functional registration form. I know, it's horribly, embarrassingly ugly. We'll fix that. Oh, and back on the docs, all the way at the bottom, there's a page about advanced routing configuration. Open that in a new tab. In your app, you may not need all of the pages that FOS User Bundle gives you. Maybe you need registration and reset password, but you don't need a profile page. No problem. Instead of importing this all.xml file, just import the specific routes you want. Seriously, feel free to do this. If some route or controller isn't helping you, kill it. Oh, and if your registration page doesn't look like mine, if it has some weird keys instead of real text, don't worry. In appconfig config.yml, just make sure to uncomment the translator key under framework. FOS User Bundle uses the translator to translate internal keys into English or whatever other language. And basically, at this point, we're done installing the bundle. But how is that possible? We haven't touched anything related to security. Here's the truth. This bundle has almost nothing to do with security. It just gives you a user class and some routes and controllers. We could already register, reset our password, or edit our profile without doing any more setup. Well, that's almost true. we do need a tiny bit of security to make registration work. In security.yml, add an encoders key with appbundle/entity/user set to bcrypt. When we register, fosuserbundle needs to encode the plaintext password before saving it. This tells it what algorithm to use. There's one other small bit of security we need right now. In the documentation, under step 4, copy the provider's key. Paste that over the old provider's key in security.yml. I'll talk about this more in a few minutes, but it's needed for registration only because fosuserbundle logs us in after registering, which is really nice. In the next chapter, we'll do more security setup, but for right now, that's all we need. So, try it out. Refresh/register. Let's use aquanaut1@gmail.com, aquanaut1, and password turtles. And boom! We are registered and logged in. We even have a role _user. More on that later. With a user class, a route import, and a tiny bit of security, everything in the bundle works. Registration, reset password, edit password, and edit profile. The only thing you can't do is log out or log in. But that's not fosuserbundle's fault. Setting up security is our job. Let's do it next.